don't use voice terminal. I know that people do for TRICARE, and I used to when I was part of TRICARE, but not now.
Right. No, that's okay. See, even if the applications are installed inside the TRICARE network, we can give some kind of an access from outside to access it, right? Horace, is it possible, right? Like our...
No, well, this is all on the corp side, right?
Okay. So then we need a... Yeah.
We got to figure some stuff. Well, Satish has to figure some stuff out. This is part of the effort going on with some changes that Kerry had mentioned before that we were trying to do. Like I'm trying to get in contact with our corporate counterparts because we need some things done on the corp side that we kind of just handle on our side, right? So we'll
take it offline.
Yeah.
If you guys are talking, if you guys are talking about a place where you can house the data that's OCR on our side, and then creating a link server to bigger as durable as Anath mentioned, we don't own provider data or the spin system.
Yeah.
So that's a simple. That's a similar implementation where we actually create a link server on our databases, so we can have access to provider data for our ETL. So you would do something similar to that. So we can connect to any database as long as we have authority to do so. So we can do.
Yeah.
But the question is, but the question is, do you want to go that route? And that's where I guess, Horace and Anath are mentioning too. Perhaps maybe we need to build this outside of the boundary, outside of
our we need, I think, maybe to contact our DBAs, and then we have to contact the DBA team or something to get maybe one database on one of the COP SQL servers or whatever, right? Because it's all going to be outside. They're not going to use the VDI. The problem is if you put all the apps and everything into our environment, then we have to create the security bound all those things, right? For them to access this one.
Yeah, and the question is too, why build it in our environment and on our side if we don't need the data? Are we going to use it for any of our systems? If this is a solution is for Kaori and we're not using the data, let's just create everything on the corp side and go that way, because there's going to be a bear trying to go in and out of the boundary with this data.
I think you guys are also.
See, we can still do some POCs and some stuff inside, creating a database, some tables here and there. We can play around for something, but actually, when we want to move it, I think we have to create everything on the COP side.
Yeah. So wherever that ideal location would be.
Yeah.
We will migrate later, right? We'll start
Yes.
Yeah.
Yep. So that's what.
In the end of the day, the data has to be placed where it meets all the regulations, what have you, and it should be easy to move in and move out. It should not be difficult, and then it should be in a place where, because this is not like a standard application, right? We just creating just because to kind of manipulate and massage the data. That's all. That's what I'm saying. Hey, why don't we go and add a column there to do something, but short of which we can have our own kind of a view of the data plus our data points. And if it is a COP place where we can place it and use it for our reporting purposes, then it should be fine. Usually, I know I don't have to bring this up here. We can talk internally, but I have a question. We'll talk later. But for Korean team, we took a simple use case. We're gonna add few more use cases, and some of the things will kind of solidify, and come back with another quick walkthrough, Corey, and any changes or suggestions we'll incorporate and then build as we go, and then we'll kind of identify, hey, this is our final system looks like. Here are all the data, and this is how we get it, report. And as long as it meets all your needs and avoid the input, Cody, then this should be good.
Agreed. Yep. Thank you very much.
Yeah.
And one question, Kevin, is we have the standard, all these carrier things are all basically all standard templates, right? We may have some few flavors, right? Or they keep changing.
Right, it wouldn't change, or not that I'm expecting. And once it's formatted, it should be like that for a while. Because the carriers, they're just printing, using their own system. So
yeah. Because the reason being, basically, if you want to train or do something with the OCR, right? So we should have some kind of a template where you can read some kind of a tag and identify those data fields. So
right, and the other thing I was going to mention is, because it's a pilot program, and we might change the list of carriers who are working with us today. It might increase, it might be less, but we really have no solid visibility to what it looks like 2 years later. And one of the things I can say is that if it's like right now, what matters is how much time saving can we implement. And obviously we have 4 different carriers, and 2 of them are the heaviest heaters, meaning we have the most claims. So having to have, say, 2 carriers PDFs set up to be OCR'd, then that is, say, going to help us with 85% of the work. See what I mean? So instead of trying to tackle all of the carriers and try to accommodate all of their formats.
Exactly. Yeah, that's a very good point.
Select 1 or 2 heavy heaters, and that would be more, productive in the end. So we can look at it that way too.
Yeah, that's really a good point. Because if you get the 80% of the heavy hitters, and then some of the other low volume we can tackle later, it's a good start.
Here's another use case. It can this can catch inconsistencies in those numbers. See that? Look at it.
Yeah. Okay, I would say we are a little bit over time, but it's a good start that we are capturing requirements, some of the pain points, and we kind of giving a design, a POC kind of a walkthrough and brainstorming with some of the questions and solutions. And then I think we're going to do for all the other, anything which comes up. This is really great. Everybody coming together, bringing their ideas and kind of challenging the design or bringing any questions. So it's all good for our implement.
All right.
Thank you, Greg and Corey, for all your feedback, and for everybody else, team. Thanks for your question and answers. It is really fun. So yeah, I would say, Gregory, you can summarize, reply, what our next steps are, and then we can follow up.
Okay.
We also discuss inside.
Yeah, and then we'll discuss on the where the data, all those technical things. We'll internally we can discuss inside the team, and then we can provide because Corey doesn't care.
I do, but I don't.
I mean, give us a report. That's all I'm worried about.
But that's my point is that it is better to go front end, back end, rather than have maintain the Excel file, keep it in SharePoint, and pick into SharePoint from front end, from the views from C# using some API. Or because there is concurrency in updating this endpoint, that would be a pain in the neck.